But it's like a picture of a football team. They're headed in the same direction. They want to score touchdowns, but they're diverse. Everybody has a different role that they play on the team. They don't do it all. It's like, even like an orchestra, you've got different instruments who are headed in the same direction. They want to play beautiful music, but they don't have the same role. They don't look the same. So it is with CrossRoads. We are a diverse group of people. Age demographic, location demographic, work demographic. And you know what gets me excited is even nationality demographic, we're growing. It is wonderful. Hey, those of you who are thinking about making CrossRoads home from different countries, or you've been coming last week, we love it that you're here. Please stay. We're a little too white. We need you to be good. We'd love to have you. So thank you. You make us better. We are a diverse group of people, but we actually have a vision as a church. And we talk about it a lot. We got a goal as a church, is we want to give everyone in Central Alberta an opportunity to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and with his church. And by following him together, impact our world with compassion and hope. We want to see, our goal is we want to see Red Deer flourish. We want to see Red Deer look a little bit more like heaven. And yet you and I, we look around us and the needs of Red Deer are great. They're great. Big needs. I don't know if you're familiar with some of the statistics about Red Deer alone, but Red Deer is number 21 in the nation of places where there is a massive divide between rich and poor, growing divide. Which it means is the rich in Red Deer keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, and there's a great divide, that there's lots of inequality. What it means is that the rich in Red Deer actually have no idea what is going on in the life of the poor. And there are many who are just trying to survive socially, economically. I don't know if many of you are looking for houses lately, but this last month I've been helping a family try to find a place to rent. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how any family makes it anymore. What family who is new to Red Deer, starting an entry-level job, can afford $2,000 a month for rent before utilities? I don't know any family. And yet, so these are these great challenges, great needs. Will the church, we have a mission, we have a vision to bring the kingdom. Will the church step into the divide that is happening in our city between rich and poor? You see some of the other statistics that go on. I don't know if you're familiar with the crime index. Some of you have probably seen this before, that Red Deer in the nation is number 4 on the crime index. I don't know if maybe you're familiar with the World Crime Index, but even looking into this halfway through this year of 2023, Red Deer is number 61 in the world, ahead of places like Washington, D.C. And I ask myself, how does the church actually enter in to a place where we see Red Deer flourish and look a little bit more like heaven? How do we play a part in that? Well, do you know who the demographic is that is coming into the crime index? You know who the demographic is who are committing these crimes? It's those 80 kids. It's those 80 kids who don't have a meaningful adult in their life. It's those 80 kids coming from a broken home. It's those 80 kids who are dying for someone to spend time with them, and they can't get anyone to spend time with them, so they resort to selling drugs with their friends, and they head down a path. How the church in Red Deer sees the kingdom of heaven come, and how we see the crime situation change in Red Deer, is we start with those 80 kids. Start with those 80 kids. Do you know that Red Deer is number 7 in the country when it comes to the least churched places in Canada. Some of us have been thinking all this time, we're living in the Bible Belt. There's all kinds of places to worship, but actually, out of all the places in Canada, Red Deer is number 7 per capita in people who wouldn't attend any church. You talk a mosque, Buddhist temple, Catholic church, evangelical church, number 7. We have a large demographic of people who don't know Christ. The needs are great. Needs are great, but we have a vision as a church to make this place look a little bit more like heaven. We are a diverse group of people, and you and I are not asked to do it all, actually. We're not asked to step into every one of those things, but we are asked to do 2 things. We're asked to do 2 things. See, number 1, we're asked to pray. We're asked to pray. Dan gave us a challenge earlier this year about praying for 3 people in our life. 3 people in our life who need the flourishing that Jesus has to bring. I wonder, will we take seriously what it means to pray? Second thing, I think, is we all have a role. Do you know what your role is to make Red Deer look a little bit more like heaven? Do you take seriously your role? Because churches with uncommon unity know what their goal is, but they also know what their role is. What's your role? You don't have to do everything, but there's probably one thing that you and I could enter into.